after Donald Trump appointed Tom Homan as his chief of the Gestapo, as his border czar, there was a notable increase in the prices of Geo Group and CoreCivic, two firms which own and operate for-profit prisons here in the United States. And this is notable for the fact that Tom Homan has promised to carry out Trump's mass deportation promises, which Donald Trump has stated are going to be some of the largest in this nation's history. And this is concerning because the fact that these prices of these stocks showed an increase shows that there's an optimism that these companies are likely to see an increase in their profits. And this is likely because these companies also run various ICE detention centers throughout the country, meaning that an influx of prisoners from a mass deportation program is going to be very good for business. It should be noted that as many as 80% of ISIS detainees are held in detention centers run by for-profit prison companies. For example, in the state of California, all 6 ICE detention centers are run by for-profit prison companies. And this is something we should definitely be concerned about, considering that the United States still relies heavily on slave labor in its prison system. And you might be asking, wait a minute, slavery, didn't we abolish slavery? And the answer to that is yes, with an asterisk. The 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution abolishes slavery and involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. But how is that related to the surge in prices of for-profit prison stocks and Trump's mass deportation policy? Well, recently in the state of Mississippi, a bill, HB 1484, has been proposed, which would not only offer bounties on undocumented immigrants, but would also make it so that undocumented immigrants can be punished with life imprisonment for the offense of trespass by an illegal alien, with no possibility of parole, probation, or conditional release except by act of the governor or by natural death of such person, in this case, the undocumented immigrant. Now, we already know that the Trump administration has promised to build sprawling detention centers and that they wish to do away with due process for undocumented immigrants. We know that a majority of detention centers are run by for-profit prisons. Now, imagine if this passes in Mississippi. How long is it until the other fascist states, the other red states, follow suit? This is dangerous. They are setting up the groundwork to be able to enslave people living here as undocumented immigrants. The groundwork that would allow them to detain a person for being undocumented, charge them with a felony, which is what this bill does, and punish them with life in prison without the possibility of ever being released. And using their labor to line the pockets of prison executives as well as a shareholder. And of course, more likely than not, to line the pockets of politicians who helped put this in place. Deportations will be the least of our worries at that point, because they are setting up the ability to enslave you.